second client support. Greetings to you all from the land of the void. I sit here merrily in the void. I definitely didn't almost fall asleep while eating my lunch about 40 minutes ago. That definitely didn't happen. Why? Because, of course, we've been going long and going hard and going thick, my friends. We've been going long and hard. A wonderful stream all yesterday morning. A little break in the middle where I attempted to get some sleep and clearly my body remembered. Because I sat down and it was like, dude, that was what we tried to do yesterday. That was awesome. Let's do that again. Let's totally do that. I was like, I am shutting down like a fucking robot, dude. I am actually shutting down in a big way, and I had to fight it in order to stay awake. And my body was like, let's do that. That was awesome. We had a little rest. But of course, we went late as we started again at 9 p.m. We went all the way till 3 a.m. with the War Within early access. And then we were back at it again today, kicking ass and taking names and working our way through a stellar campaign, which is phenomenally better than what it has been. Really a good job by Blizzard. Very impressed by what they've done. Much better story pacing, much better writing. It's been a glory, and I know some of you are playing through it, and the rest of you are waiting till the official launch, which is coming in a few days, and Blizzard is acting like they are at Gamescom, like the game's not out, and they're still, like, publicizing it and talking about it, and, like, it's early access, it's not the real thing, you know what I mean? It's just the thing that's going on. It's what's going on. Although the game looks very busy to me, so we'll see exactly how that works out in the future as to whether they do it again. But no Friday would be complete. As much as my bed calls and my wife is about to return home and I haven't seen her since Sunday, all my kids, and it's my son's birthday on Sunday, we need to do some drama time. We need to have a Friday afternoon where we can kick back, relax, and have some drama time to go along with your leveling experience to be good. And it's going to be all good, my friends. It's going to be all good. It's going to be all good. I got 3 stories in front of me that have been sent in by you guys. And I'll, of course, point out that we're also live on YouTube at the same time. That should be something that's continuously happening. But for YouTube watchers, make sure you install the chat replay mod for your browser, whichever one you use, which should be Chrome or Firefox, because you're not a piece of trash using Edge or something like that. That'll give you all the chat replay. I know you can see it here on Drama, but just going forward for all the other VODs, you can do that too. That's all there and available to you. And of course, on Twitch, if you've not been around, we launched our new extension, which many people have been having a lot of fun with. I recommend you come and check it out. It's an absolute... In fact, the title of our first story says it all. The Absolute Clown Show. Yes, the title of our first tale of today, The Absolute Clown Show, is where we're starting. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine. I need some help, though, from our wonderful live audience. And, of course, if you have something to share with us and you would like to see yourself on Drama Time, feel free to send a story to drama@preachgaming.com. That would be great. I need a guild name that is definitely not a cult. That's what I need. Definitely not a cult. One of those guild names that makes you feel like, these sound like good, honest folk that I can spend some time with. That's what it's for. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. The Rats. The Killer Clowns. Ooh, I like that. The Clown Patrol. It's come on a chest, actually. The ugly, the bad, and the good. The circus. Oh, I like that, actually. I like the circus. Yeah. Let's go to the circus. The circus sounds like it's a fun old time. There'll be trapeze artists, all kinds of things going on there. I apparently can no longer use a keyboard, which is worrying, but we'll get past it. We'll grow. TTT. Yes. TTT. Thank you for pointing out the fact that I fat-fingered my second keyboard on my desk. I appreciate it. All right. Let's have some fun, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have some fun. Hello, you wonderful people. And I hope many of the people listening to this had a wonderful week, including those who are still recovering from the Rat Festival that was PreachCon 2024. Holy shit. It's only just dawned on me. We didn't mention... Yeah, we had PreachCon. It went very well. That's why there wasn't a drama last week. We had PreachCon. There was a drama time last week. It's just you had to be there to experience it. Yeah, there was a drama time, but you had to be there to see it. Yeah, you had to be there to experience it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. You would never expect Roger Brown to try and initiate sexual loving with a senior lady, but that is exactly what happened. You should have come. You should have come. You should have been there. You should have been there, but it happened. It happened. Yes, it did. Who is this Roger Brown? Anyway, I've never heard of him in my life. Beware of the Greeks, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a story for you today that doesn't require the trusty gavel. Oh. Well, there's more than one story today, so I'll put the gavel to the side. Sit back and enjoy, because we are not in World of Warcraft. Okay. The story I've got for you begins in the bountiful realm of Tyria. We are off to Guild Wars 2. Alright, the new expansion has just launched, and a lot of people asking me when I'm playing. I'm playing in a bit. I'm saving it, because obviously WoW came out 2 days later, and there's player housing in the new expansion. I need more than 2 days to piss about with that. So when we have some free time, we will be jumping into there. I played Guild Wars 2 for a long-ass time, my friends. I did the whole story. I delved into the depths of dungeons. I challenged some of the fractals. I even did full map completion. Nerd. Absolute nerd. Doing full map completion in Guild Wars 2 is the height of nerdery. That's extreme. That's a lot of content, man. That is a huge amount of content. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. You are a real nerd if you're doing all of that in there. Legendary man. It shows masculinity. It shows an absurd amount of free time to do all that, the map completion. That is an overwhelm. Unless you did it expansion by expansion, then I can forgive. But if you joined now and went and did it, holy crap. I admired the world. I loved the environmental storytelling of the game. But at some point, I stopped. And it dawned on me. I have done months and months of content in this game, but I have never joined a guild. The game is called Guild Wars. And yet the only thing I had done was race around in circles and take part in the wars. So, I decided this would be my next adventure, friends. I spent the next few weeks. I wasn't looking to pick up the first come Sally guild that was looking to get some people. I observed and assessed many. I looked at those that were advertising in the map chat, those that seemed to actually have things going on, but I didn't stay any of them for long because the vibe, the atmosphere, it just, wasn't for me. I was close to giving up on this dream. Perhaps Guild Wars, despite its name, was not the place to find a solid guild. But then I stumbled upon a guild called The Circus. They were an interesting bunch of fellas. The Circus was led by one single dude called Simple Turtle. He also had his officers and anyone else who had wanted to tag along, and they all progressed through the game, hoping to try everything the game had to offer before they would then, collectively, move on to other games, create the circus there, and begin the journey anew. Now, these guys had legacy. They had history, my friends. They had already tackled many of the big games. They had smashed through World of Warcraft. They had smashed through Final Fantasy XIV. They even had the circus in Path of Exile. And they did them all together as one cohesive, friendly unit. I'm sorry to tell you that I was a one-game Andy. I admit... you sure I don't need the gavel here? I admit that I found it puzzling why you would want to try any other game if you were playing an MMO. Dude, bro. Because you don't need to do fucking map completion. Right? That's why. Because when you get to the point where you're doing full map completion in Guild Wars 2, it's fine to just go and try some other things. It's totally fine to just go and try some other things and have some interesting experiences. That's totally okay. Nevertheless, I decided they sound like a stable, cohesive bunch if they've been through all these experiences. So I'm going to join the circus. And I stayed with them. I stayed with them even when we had completed everything we wanted to do in Guild Wars 2. I was a part of the circus for over 12 months. And during that time, I met so many folks. But one day, I was told by some people that the guild... Oh, where can this go wrong? Our seasoned Drama Time veterans, where can this all go wrong with a guild with this much history? Moving server? No. Couples guild? No. No. Merging? No. They don't need to merge. They're going to take their guild to the next step. In fact, they do it annually. They annually take their guild to the next step. An inner circle? Good try, good try. Raiding? Yes. Mez has nailed it. It's the IRL party. They don't do it on the regular, but when they do, it's going to be a good time. Now, I was puzzled to find out the party that they were planning for that year was pretty close to where I lived. I, of course, wanted to go. I'd been here for a year. These were good people. I wanted to meet the people I was gaming with every day and the people who had become a part of my social circle, my community. Now, Mike, this might not come as a shock, but I have social anxiety. No, it does not come as a shock. I could generally talk to people online just fine, but when I was face to face, that was a different animal. The only time I ever talked to people IRL was when I was forced to work the till in a retail job. Now, despite all... Hey, I could tell you at PreachCon, we had a ton of people with social anxiety who created a safe area to relax and reset, and then they tagged each other in and out. It was awesome. It was so good. They're like, I need 5 minutes. Psh, got it. All yours. Now my turn. Let's go. It was all good. Every single fiber of my being was telling me, do not go. Don't do this. But I knew these people. I'd spoken to them every single day. They knew me, and I decided to go against all those vibrations. I booked myself a hotel. I got myself transportation. And then, realizing after I had paid the money that I would need to interact with people in the real world, I began to prepare myself for the event. Okay. Now, Mike, I know you're not an introvert. It's true. So you might be wondering, how does one prepare to interact with people if you're an introvert? Any clues from the live chat here who just had to go through this through PreachCon? What's the preparation process? How do you prepare on your own to interact with other people? Do you talk in the mirror? Meds? Jesus Christ. Bag on head. Yeah, the mirror would make more sense to me. Write down a list of things to say. That makes sense. Yeah. Think of topics. That's good. It can't be alcohol. You can't just get hammered. Especially if you don't drink regularly. You're just going to be fucked completely. Yeah, you're just going to be fucked. I could see writing down things, topics of conversation in case you can't think of what to say. That makes sense to me. Okay. Now, I have known other socially anxious people in the past, and it does depend on the person. But what I did was think of conversation starters. I thought of things I might use during the event and got some playing cards, and I got myself a mug with a funny message on it. You brought your own mug? Why would you bring your own mug? Okay. I also made myself some cards for my pocket with a list of sentences to start conversations with. Alright, I can dig on that. That's okay. So, the clock kept ticking, my friends, and finally the time for the event has come. I got in the car. I arrived at the general location of the party. This event was taking place on the outskirts of a city which I can only describe as Stormwind but poor. Stormwind but poor. That sounds European then. Yeah, I think we're in Europe. Stormwind but poor. If this is about PreachCon, I'm going to be pissed. No, it can't be. It can't be. It might be. London? No, it might be York. York, maybe? I'm thinking this is British. It feels British. I'm getting a little concerned now, Bex, that this is a PreachCon story. I'm getting a little confused. I'm getting a little concerned that you've baited me into a PreachCon story. I feel like I'm being baited. Now, I should have taken this as a sign of what's to come. But instead, I held on to hope because I was going to see my friends. As I headed out towards the venue, I started rehearsing some of my conversation starters. When I arrived, the place looked semi-decent. I was surprised that Simple Turtle was able to rent out a place like this when everything around it looked infested by rats. Uh-huh. Okay, this isn't PreachCon. I don't think so. As I neared the place, I could see groups of people in front of the building. Fuck off. Fuck off. I had to double check that these guys are from the circus. Could we rename this to the Crawlers, perhaps? Could we rename this? Once I did, I came up to one of the groups just sitting down merrily chatting over pints of beer. Then I just stood there, menacingly hovering over them. It dawned on me that I'd probably creeping them out, and I was about to walk away and go to the bar to get a drink to try a different approach, but one of them then speaks to me. "Alright, mate. Are you here from the circus?" I nodded my head. They welcomed me to the table. Round the table go introductions, and I've got to be honest, my social anxiety begins to ease. As I join in the chat, grab a pint myself and make some friends. The day goes by, and I acquaint myself with many more people. I'm worried about this. Okay, I'm Simple Turtle. Yeah, this is absolutely PreachCon. I'm reading ahead. Fuck you, Bex. Fuck you. Okay. Bex is now actively live editing the story in front of me. I can see her typing and deleting words. All right. I can... Okay. My social anxiety... I'm pushing through. I don't know where this is going. I grab myself a drink and I start making friends. The day goes by and I acquaint myself with many, many more people, including Keeves and Scrunchy. Some of them I recognize with their in-game names. As the evening began, Simple Turtle beckoned everyone into the venue to start the event. I was met with some neatly presented tables and chairs as I took a seat. I was curious about what is about to happen. After all, I had never been to an event like this before. I'll have you know, PreachCon started exactly on time, on the nose. The room fills up, and Simple Turtle walks to the stage. He thanks everyone for joining him, and it isn't long before he tries to crack some jokes. He fails miserably. So you just wrote this, Bex, right? I see. People still laugh out of pity, but it's clear to me that they just don't want to hurt Simple Turtle's ego. He makes a complete idiot of himself, but he seems to enjoy it, so I laugh along with everyone else, not quite sure what's funny. Some people pass by the venue as Simple Turtle insults anime and they beat him up. Thank you, Mr. Nobble and Mr. Raven. Everyone does laugh at this as Turtle lies on his back while people kick him in. They think this is scripted. Until one of the fighters picks up a steel chair and bashes him in the head. Which is true. Which is true. That did happen. That did happen. The ruckus must have attracted the whole neighborhood rat colony at that point. From there, it isn't long before Simple Turtle gets tired and ends his clown show and lets people have fun again without his presence. But it started to get late. You could see the party was going to go for a lot longer. Despite talking to people prior to the show, my social battery started to exhaust itself. I did enjoy myself, but after the show, I just wanted to ask Simple Turtle a basic question. Why are you such a clown? Yet no matter what I tried, my anxiety just didn't let me pick up any conversations again. Especially with Simple Turtle, who, despite his clown show, was still great enough to make a community of people that I've met and enjoyed the company of. At least I did something right, okay? I ended up just lurking in the corner awkwardly. I must have been there for at least an hour. I had enough willpower to force myself to stick around, but not enough to do anything else. It was enough trying to stay there, as every minute I thought about how pathetic it is, oh, it's not, if you're nervous, not to be able to ask a normal person a normal-ish question. Especially when I was fine talking to people just hours ago. I was about to give up and go to bed when two people approached me. "You all right, mate?" "Yeah," I replied. "You don't look okay. What's up? You're not feeling okay?" I took a deep breath. I said I feel pathetic. I can't even ask someone a simple question despite being all nice and chatty just a few hours ago. Both of them looked at me and said, "It's all good, man. We're here for you. Tell us how we can help." Is this a true story? It isn't long that they realized the person I wanted to ask the question to was Simple Turtle. Keeves put a hand on my shoulder and oh, I do know who this is. I remember this happening. Keeves put a hand on my shoulder and beckoned me to follow him, while Scrunchy walked behind me. When we approached Simple Turtle, he was surrounded by people as usual. But that didn't deter Keeves or Scrunchy. After a few minutes, they got his attention and showed me to him so I could finally ask him the question I wanted to. I don't know what it was about that moment, but it made me cry. Yeah, I remember this. A couple of people that only shared an online guild tag with me and barely knew me decided to help me with my anxiety and help me reach a single goal without being judgmental. I took a selfie with Simple Turtle and ended up asking the question, which I just blurted out as, "Are you a clown?" To which he responded with a blatant lie. Yeah, I assume I said no, I think. Yeah, despite that, when I got back to my hotel that night, I felt somewhat fulfilled and I slept very soundly. Mike and chat, I'm sure you've guessed by now, but this is a short and condensed story of my PreachCon 2024 experience. The whole event and everyone there was a blast. I can't put into words how grateful I am to have been there and to have met everyone there, including Keeves and Scrunchy. You know who you are, both of you, so thank you. And thank you for listening to my little tale. I hope it wasn't too cringy, not at all, or anything, and it was entertaining enough for you, even without the drama. As a note to the Simple Turtle, I didn't check the selfie we took until the next morning. You can see how it turned out below, so let's take another one next year. You had the guff phone. We took this, I'm not going to show who it is. We took this selfie like 5 times. And you had a guff phone, and you said it had been, like, dropped or something like that. It was like... No, we were checking the pictures. They kept coming out, like, blurred and all over the place. I remember this. I think we took, like, several photos to try and get it right. Didn't I take one on my phone instead? Hold on. Did I forget to send it you? No. Hold. No, I think I did it on someone... Oh, someone else did it on their phone. Why did you lie? I'm not a clown. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your story. And yes, there are lots of people who do come to PreachCon with social anxiety, and they recognize it far better than I do, because I don't have it. So they recognize it way better than I do, and they all work together. I wasn't joking at the start. That's how it went down. Is people were looking after each other, and everybody understood where they were coming from. Yeah, it's great. That's a wonderful story. Thank you so much for sending that. It's because you're a clown. not because I'm a clown. All right. That's not it. Thank you so much for writing that in. I like that a lot. Thank you. And a big shout out to whoever Keeves and Scrunchy are. I can't remember offhand. I'm sorry. Send in the clown. All right. Let's start the next story with a blatant lie. Not all warlocks suck. Not all warlocks suck, which is clearly bullshit. Because they're, even if they're good players, they're still dickheads. That's just fact. They just think they're better than us because they don't die. They just think they're better because we have to go, please, can we have a gateway? Please. Please, can we have a gateway? And then they go, back again, eh? All you want me for is my gateway and my hellstone. Yeah. You know what it is. 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 Bear in mind, if you are guildless and you're looking to raid, we will be doing heroic with viewers in a couple of weeks when it comes out. That's our goal, is to kill the old Spider Queen with the team. Our live audience, you are called upon once again. We need a vanilla WoW raiding guild. Oh, God. I mean, I imagine this has to be something in Latin. All the original vanilla guilds have some sort of twatty name. Oh, inspiration. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Inspiration. That fits really well. Inspiration. We're inspiration. Oh. You need to sound like you're a starship or some shit. The League of the Convocation, always good. Dominus, Exodus, Exterminatus, yeah, all good. We'll go with inspiration. All right. So I assume we're heading back to 2004, my friends. Mikey, greetings to you and the always judgmental chat. I am writing to you from the good old US of A. Where, though? It does matter. Mikey, I've been listening to Drama Time for literally years, and I am proud to support you on your website. Hello. In fact, my favorite Drama Times are when you use my name in a story. I always like to see whether I will turn out to be a douchebag or not. I never know. Bex assigns the names. These days, I don't know. I've been thinking of writing, instead of just listening, I wanted to write you a story for quite some time, and I always shy away from doing so, as I feel I can never remember all the details, and all the live audience douchebags will say fake. They do that. They do that. But tonight, as I listened to You Down Bad in a Dug Bed, a little tale popped into my mind, so I figured now was the time to write you a tale. It begins in 2005, my friends, when my best friend Orithel finally convinced me to jump into World of Warcraft. It was a game that I had refused to touch for almost a year. In fact, the day it came out, he started pestering me about playing with him. I told him that game is stupid and full of fairies. I remember saying to him, why would I buy a game and they pay again every month to play it and you can't even beat it? That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard of in my life. You know, when you put it in that context, that is really stupid. But it is kind of worth, because we're still here 20 years later. Like, there's a lot of good times to be had. I mean, if you word it like that, it does sound bad, but at the same time, we're all doing it, and we're all having a good time. It's pretty good. There was no fucking way I was going to pay to play a game that I can't even beat. But he bugged me, and bugged me, and bugged me, and it took all the way to October 2005, and he won. My situation at work had changed to where I would work 2 days and have two on, 2 off. That meant that most of the time when I was off work, all my friends were working. So, I needed something to kill that time. I could have gone to the gym. I could have got a partner. I could have started studying for something else. But on the other hand, I could try out World of Warcraft. I have to say, that opening cinematic was incredible. I was hooked. And I couldn't wait to jump in. I made it to the character creation screen. but I hadn't considered, what the hell do I play? I didn't know what any of these things were. I didn't know what to do, and so I asked Orithal what server I should choose. He told me, and then said I should play the Horde. And so, I would. It took me almost 4 hours to choose... Jesus Christ, dude. It took me almost 4 hours to choose a class. Where did he land? New player with no prior knowledge of World of Warcraft. Doesn't know anything. What's he choosing? Horde side. Hunter? Rogue? It's actually a little left field, honestly. I'm surprised at this. He goes a little left field. He goes Orc Shaman. That's a little out there for a first character. You don't usually see someone push that way. We've got a game changer here. Yeah, that's not a choice you would expect to see as a first character. Do you know, this is a true story. This is not in this story. My brother tried to sell me on swapping to Horde because I was originally Alliance. This is back in 2004. Because he told me shamans were like Jesus because they could walk on water. That was his selling point. Nothing about totems, nothing about Wind Fury or anything like that. I specifically remember it as like, shamans are broken. They can literally walk on water. Yeah, that was his selling point. That was his play. Orithal, oh, here we go. Orithal said, hold on. And he made a new character so we could level together and teach me the basics. 4 days. 4 days into playing, he told me that he couldn't do this anymore. He had to switch servers to join a raid guild. I didn't know what any of those words were, but from what he told me, it sounded badass. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, God. They've been playing for 4 days. What level did him and his friend get this shaman to? 4 days. Oh, you are way out. Panda's the closest. There I was, a level 6 Orc Shaman. 4 days. I feel like you spent 3 days running into a wall. The only way I can relate to this is I once let my kids play WoW. They died almost immediately, became a ghost, and just wandered off the entire map. So they were in Durotar, and I think, like, when I came back, they were a ghost in the Barrens or something. They were just fucking full lost. They had no idea what the hell was going on. They died to, like, a scorpion in the level 1 area, and just... They just fucking left, man. They just drifted off into the ether. I didn't want to get ahead. Oh, this is so cute. I didn't want to out-level Orithal. So I decided to make an alt. Oh... At level 6, he'll never catch up. It's impossible. There's no way. And I decided that I would make myself a Tauren Druid. Oh, Jesus Christ. Over the next few days, I managed to equalize both my Shaman and Druid as I got him up to level 6 as well. Oh my God. Will you please... I beg. I beg. If you ever get a friend to play WoW fresh, please will you record the gameplay. I need to see it. I don't care if it's days long worth of footage. Record it in 720p or something. I just need to see it. I need to know what the hell is going on. I spent so much time just trying to figure out, how do you play this game? Orithal would always reply to my whispers during his raids. I would send him questions. He would tell me what to do. And it didn't take long before I realized that Orithal was spending much more time on his other server rather than the server he had told me to play on. So, I decided I would server transfer as well. I made a fresh character on his server that he was raiding on. The problem was, my friends, I noticed he wasn't Horde on this server. He was Alliance. I then noticed that Shamans weren't available. The character that had taken me 4 hours to decide on didn't exist anymore. Jesus Christ. So I sent a message to Orithal. Oh my God. Okay, based on what we've heard so far, friends, what is the absolute worst class you can tell someone to play who's in this position? This person has been playing for 8 days and has collectively accumulated 12 levels across 2 characters. What is the absolute worst character you can tell someone to play? Interesting that this isn't overwhelmingly on one side. I am very surprised. Orthel said I should play the character that's doing the most DPS in his raid right now. A warrior. Never give a noob a warrior, man. Like, that is brutal. That is fucking brutal. That's rough. That is a bad day. That is like dragging your face across gravel. You thought they were easy? A warrior in vanilla? Okay. Okay, sure. Sure. Alright. Like, 2004 warrior? Orthel told me that not only were warriors the best DPS in his raid, but that warriors could also be tanks. And that if I could learn how to tank, I would be unstoppable and everybody would want to play with me. And that learning to tank was going to be something I would need to do if I was to go and be a warrior. So, I made myself, I'm not even going to ask you guys, a Night Elf warrior, of course. I didn't know what tank meant, but I was willing to do whatever he said because he was a pro. He was raiding in World of Warcraft, which as far as I understood it, was the ultra high end of the game. So he knew what the fuck was up. Does Orthel play a mage? I feel like he plays a frost mage in vanilla. I don't know what it is, but I just got this sensation that he plays a frost mage in vanilla. It's a tingling. It's like a spider sense. I just detect that this knowledge is coming from a fucking frost mage in vanilla. Mikey, I can't tell you how long it took me. But I finished Teldrassil. Wow. And I went on the biggest adventure of my gaming life as I headed to a scary place called Darkshore. Ooh. Orthel told me Darkshore was shit. And that I should try and get to Stormwind so I could quest in the much better Westfall. You're going to send a noob from Darkshore to Stormwind. Jesus Christ. This is going to take a month. Oh my God. I wasn't sure how to do it. But Orthel guided me on this journey while he was doing Molten Core. I got there. He got there. He got there. I finally got to level 20. Orthel then swapped to his human paladin and told me we're going to do our first dungeon, the Deadmines. I was so excited. He had been telling me about dungeons and raids so much over the 12 months of tempting me into this game, and I was about to join the ranks of a... Oh, you think you're a raid? Oh, he's going to be a raider because he's going to the Deadmines. Oh, I'm going to be a raider. Bless. Bless your little socks. Bless your little socks. I'm raiding. He then said that because I was a warrior, I was going to tank it. Awesome. That's cool. That's really cool. Does Orthel hate you or something? It feels like he hates you a lot. It feels like when you say friend, what do you really mean? We got there. We slowly made our way through the Deadmines, and I did my best tanking the countless mobs that they were pulling. I was sure someone was going to say something about how I didn't know what I was doing, but it never happened. We made our way through the tunnels and finally out into a cave where I saw Van Cleef's ship before me. It was the most amazing sight I had ever seen in a video game. I agree. Deadmines is probably where I was 100% hooked. I had never seen anything like this before. We made our way up into the top deck, and before long, Edwin lay dead at our feet. Orthel and I made our way back to Sentinel Hill, and it was clear to me then and there that I had fallen in love and that I was going to be the best tank. Did Orthel tank it? DPS? I'm wondering. Months later, Mike. Months and months I leveled, I grinded. Orthel would play with me when he could. It seemed like he always had different alts he could play with me as I leveled. And while I was leveling, I joined different guilds, but none of them really felt like a place I would call home. Eventually I hit level 60. Good job. I met a dwarf holy paladin while I was tanking a dungeon. He said I was good. He asked if I would join him and his guild on the crusade. And I said sure. And I was invited to Inspiration. Inspiration was going to become a raid guild. They said they were almost there. They were still just finalizing and adjusting their roster before they were going to step foot into Molten Core. Now, the people I met in Inspiration were great, and I was always being asked to tank dungeons. I felt incredibly popular and was having the time of my life. Tank, 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 tank for me, tank. Well, okay, every single cliche that should happen here is not happening, and I'm getting a little frustrated. Eventually, we recruited enough to get into Molten Core. Alright. They're not just gonna fucking dick around. We're going to Molten Core. I was in awe of what lay before me. The two molten giants guarding the entrance to Raggy's house looked so intimidating to me. I had never seen anything like this. It was so big. We slowly made our way through the raid instance. We killed a couple of bosses. Fair enough. In those early runs, I was brought as DPS because I didn't have the gear to tank. But it didn't take long for the raid leader to realize that I was a better tank than the more geared warriors in the group. And he wanted me to tank. You see, I am naturally a geek. I knew what stance dancing was. Whoa, our boy can break fear. Whoa! And since I knew how to stance dance, he needed somebody who could tank Magmadar so they could break the fear. Whoa, big dick coming in. Look at that. The ground's shaking. You got to press one button, then another one, and then press your third. But that's three. That's 3 buttons. Big shit. King shit going on. The ability to do this quickly made me leaps and bounds above the other tanks in the guild. And so, as soon as I tanked Magmadar successfully, I was promoted to a special main tank rank and was given warrior class leader. Holy fuck. I was in absolute heaven. I couldn't wait to finish work so I could get home, log in, play. I would log in. This isn't about me, is it? Have you baited me the whole way? Bex? Is this a fucking double bait? Have you just sat doing a creative writing class? I would log in almost immediately, be asked to tank a dungeon. I always said yes because I loved tanking and I loved dungeons. And as we got geared from Molten Core, no, I was a priest in Molten Core. No, it's not me. Okay. It's not me. It's very familiar, but it's not me. I was a priest in Molten Core. And as I got more and more Molten Core gear, the dungeons just got easier and easier for me. But, sadly, I don't know what this is. I was still tanking with the Hedge Cutter from Dire Maul North. What is the Hedge Cutter? I've never heard of that. Hedge Cutter Dire Maul. I mean, it's Dire Maul, so it's high level. It's a weapon, I assume. A 1.9 speed axe with strength and stat. It's not terrible. That's alright. Yeah, that's okay. That's alright. No matter what I did, I could not get my hands on a better tanking weapon. So there I was. Blues being turned into these lovely, lovely purples. And still, I only had a 39.5 DPS blue axe to tank with. Zul'Gurub was finally released, and my guild, of course, dived in, as many others did. Boss by boss, we cleared our way to Hakkar himself. I don't remember how many pulls it took, but we killed him. And being on a 3-day reset timer, we were clearing Excuse me. It's drama time. I'll call you back. You know, I've only been doing drama time for 12 years. You think my wife would know? But here we are. You'd think she would know, but here we are. Here we are. Here we are. She just went, oh, yeah, she's probably just got home. She's come back home I haven't seen her since Sunday. Urgent horse things? I don't think so. We were clearing, of course, Zul'Gurub multiple times a week. Dude, am I the only one who ditched the Zul'Gurub, like, really quickly with your guild? I did it, like, 7 times, maybe, and I could not wait to stop doing it. It was a fucking total waste of time. Anybody else with me like that in vanilla? It was always set up. It was always on the calendar, and they always wanted me as a healer, but I was like, I'm fucking done. I am super fucking done with this place. No, he was out of there quick. Yeah, I did it like 7 times. I was out. I've had enough. I eventually got the Aegis of the Blood God to replace my Draconian Deflector, but I still had no weapon. Week after week, clearing ZG and Molten Core, and I was stuck with my garbage blue axe. Eventually, we had gotten to the point where we had a spare Core Houndtooth. Nothing wrong with the Core Houndtooth, it's alright. And so I took it and began my tanking dagger journey. It did so much more damage, and it was purple. By the time Orithel had gotten Kel-Sara and his warrior, and so to help me in my chances of getting a better tanking weapon than the Core Houndtooth, he showed me how to jump farm Dire Maul East. Once I learned how to farm Dire Maul East, that is what my life became. That is how I would spend my days in Azeroth. I would fill a group from my guild. We would spam Dire Maul East over and over again. We did it so much that I decided to drop blacksmithing, pick up enchanting to DE all the crap no one needed. I would greed everything. Everyone else would pass unless they needed something. My bags would fill up, and at the end, I would disenchant everything, split all the shards. We made a hell of a lot of money. We were making so much gold from selling all of the best enchanting mats in the auction house. It didn't take long for everyone in my guild to get epic mounts. Yet, why are they farming Dire Maul East? Kel-Sara drops from north, right? You need to do a tribute run. Am I wrong? Why are they farming? Are they literally just farming gold? I thought the book came from the north. Yeah, Furors. I thought it came from Tribute Run. It could drop from any Duster Tome boss. Oh, okay. East has the book as well. Yeah, I thought it was north only. I thought you had to do Tribute to get it. All right. I skipped over Kel-Sara. I can't remember what I got. I got some Blackwing Lair weapon or some shit. The main group of folks I would run with consisted of a Resto Druid, Dunthus, Nautilus, a Paladin who played Ret in dungeons, Holy in raids, Sullivan, a mage, and Sullivan's raid leader friend, Coppermind, the Warlock. Oh shit, I forgot about the Warlock. Mike, I know what your opinion of Warlocks is, and I've attached a link for you to share with your chat so they can be reminded of how you feel about Warlocks. I mean, I kind of said it earlier. Hold on. You're now clipping my own comments about me. I'm not sure about this, guys. I'm really not. All right. Okay. You couldn't hear. All right. Hold on. You couldn't hear. Don't worry. I'll give you again. I mean, it's not wrong, I don't think. All warlocks are bastards. You got it? I think you heard that one. Yeah. I think you got the point. I think you got it. Yeah, you're good. True and real. They are. They're bastards. All warlocks are bastards. Now, Mike, while you may feel that way about warlocks, I'm here to tell you that Coppermind was a lovely person. I had so much fun running east with my little group from the guild. We did it countless times every day. If someone wasn't able to come, we never had a shortage of folks who wanted to come along to make some gold. Run after run, day after day, week after week. we never saw Führer's Compendium. We got so much pocket lint from countless dusty tomes we looted, however, that we got so much lint it became a joke amongst my group. Even though we never saw that book drop, we had... Can't you just buy it? We had so much fun spamming east, mostly because we just hung out in TeamSpeak laughing and making thousands of gold. But then one day, we're in Zul'Gurub and we kill Bloodlord Mandakir. We loot him, and there is an exclamation of excitement. The Bloodlord's defender is on the loot table. I was so excited. After months of doing everything I possibly could to get a tanking weapon, I was sure to finally be given this one by the guild. Of course, it wasn't as good as Kel Sarah, but it was so much better than the Corehound's Tooth. Of course it was going to go to me. I was the guild's main tank, I was the warrior class leader, and my lack of good weapon was an internal joke for so long now. Surely I was not even going to have to roll for it. Surely I was going to have top priority on the first tanking weapon we had ever seen drop in a raid. Before we'd even said anything, whispers started to come from me. From Dunthus, Nautilus, Sullivan saying, "Grats, finally, you deserve this." Loot was passed out to those who won their DKP bids. And the Bloodlord's defender was given to the off-tank. You used DKP in Zul'Gurub? Bro. Really? You used DKP in Zul'Gurub? Jesus Christ. Who the fuck is keeping up with DKP on top of normal raids for a raid that you're clearing every 3 days? What the fuck? I didn't even know what to say. I just stared. Shocked. I had done so much for these people. I had done so much for this guild. All the runs I had tanked. All the people I had taught, including the off-tank, how to stance. The gold, the epic mounts they had all made because of my pursuit of a weapon. And the fucking first tanking weapon that had ever dropped in any raid for this entire guild since inception had been inspired, all the way around, was not to go to me. I was demoralized. I was defeated. I just wanted to G-quit right there. I don't think that's an inappropriate move. I actually do not think that's an inappropriate move at that point to be like, fuck this. Like, are you guys for fucking real? Right? Like, nah, fuck this. Fuck this. I'll go somewhere that I'm wanted, man. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I don't think that in the period of vanilla, like now, no one would give a shit. There's loot raining from the sky. But in vanilla, where it can take months to get a weapon, and this guy has been like legit hardcore farming day in, day out to get any form of upgrade to help out his tanking for the guild. Yeah, I don't think it's inappropriate there to be like, I'm fucking out of here. Like, I'm not dealing with this. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly in vanilla, there are expectations. Your main tank always gets geared first. Like, if that first Thunder Fury doesn't go to your main tank, you leave. Like, that's part of the job. Is like, if I'm going to be main tank and tank everything, dungeons, raids, whatever, it always comes down to me. Yeah, there are certain things that come my way for that because it fucking sucks. Certainly in 2004. Not too bad in, like, the remade vanilla WoW, but in the original times where you couldn't even really afford to respec. You couldn't farm. You couldn't do shit on a prot warrior. Everything fucking sucked. I wanted to ditch this bunch of paws and never see them again. I decided to take a democratic first step. I whispered the raid leader about the sword, and he said, Okay, what is the reasoning the raid leader gave this? Oh, come on. You're going to love this. This is fucking genius. This is genius. God, what's the reason? It's not DKP. It's not. I thought it was just DKP. It's not DKP. It's actually way fucking worse than that. Oh, there it is. Gigasaurus has nailed it. Yep. The off-tank has a weapon that says it does less DPS than the core Houndtooth. That's when you G quit, because your raid leader is a clueless fucking idiot. Like, that's when you G quit. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ. This guy's deciding our loot distribution, and he's got no fucking clue what's going on. I am out of here. I am fucking gone. He also pointed out that I didn't need it because I had defense cap without the sword. So what you're saying is I'm to be punished for having too much defense as the main tank, and that the off tank hasn't bothered to get even the most basic of defense gear, so he deserves these okay, I just double checking where we're up to on this. Is I am to not get loot because I'm okay, good. All right. Mike, audience, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to think. From the perspective of a baboon's ass, I could see his logic. I mean, yeah, if I'm a fucking idiot, I kind of see what you're trying to say. But it was still bullshit. And it didn't take away the feelings of betrayal that were coursing through my veins at that moment. While all this was happening in Whisper, the raid had just naturally moved on to the next boss. And so I had a choice to make. Do I shrug this off and just keep playing with these people who had become like family to me? Or do I rage quit and blow them off? Okay, this is what the author says. I'm happy to say that I did not quit, but I rather swallowed my pride and kept playing. I wouldn't have done that. I've got to be honest with you. I would have fucking at least left that group immediately. Yeah, I don't think I would have done that. I'd be like, everything about this is fucking bullshit. Everything about this is bullshit. I tried to convince myself by saying, after all, we had now seen a tanking weapon drop. More will definitely drop. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. It took my TBC guild to the Sunwell to see 3 pairs of boots total drop for tanks across all the raids. Everybody Wrath and Forward has no fucking idea what it was like. Especially in this GDKP world that everybody lived in vanilla. It was clown fiesta. Clown fiesta. Weeks and weeks went by. Well, to be clear, I have, what, like 90-something Onyxia kills in vanilla. I do not have the Transcendence Crown, and I was like the second in line to get it. It just never dropped. I never got the Transcendence Crown on my priest. Not one time. Never dropped. Never ever dropped. Weeks and weeks went by and we never ever saw another Bloodlord's Defender drop. Nor did we ever see another tanking weapon drop. Nor did we ever see a Fura's Compendium drop. Nor did we ever see a single Thunder Fury binding drop during Molten Core. We did get several Eye of Sulfuruses. And with such bad luck on tanking weapons, I was convinced that I was going to finish out vanilla World of Warcraft with a fucking Core Houndtooth from Molten Core. One day after work, I logged on and immediately received an invite to a party from Dunthus. Naturally, I accepted and saw that I was in a group with Dunthus, Nautilus, Sullivan, and Coppermind. I was told to join TS, and as I did, I received a summon. Coppermind types in party chat, "Bro, check this out. Oh, I reply as I took the summon. When I loaded in, I finished logging into TS and joined the channel that all the boys were in. As soon as I loaded in from the summon, I saw that we were, of course, standing to the entrance to Dire Maul East. And so I knew what was up for that evening. I said, "What's up, lads?" on everyone on TeamSpeak, and Coppermind opened trade. I was ready to complete the trade, but I saw him put a piece of pocket lint into the trade window and accept it. I laughed at the meme and accepted the trade. "Cheers," I said, still laughing. Immediately, Coppermind opened the trade window, and in all its purple glory, Fiora's Compendium of Dragon Slaying was placed into the window. His side of the trade window turned green, and I just stood there. I couldn't believe what was in front of my eyes. It couldn't be true. There was no way I was about to get my hands on this book that we had been chasing for months. I accepted the trade, and then I immediately opened my inventory, and there it was. Just sat in my bags. The book that I had spent at this point something like 600 hours farming. I was finally able to get a real tanking weapon. Coppermind told me they'd all gotten on and decided to come and farm for the book without me in the hopes of being able to give me a surprise after what had happened in Zul'Gurub. Naturally, we didn't go into East that night, but rather we went into North so I could start my quest. For the next couple of days, my guild went and did our weekly Onyxia kill, and I had my sword. That warrior, Mike, was my main character from October 2005 all the way until Legion, to when I swapped to Ret, because I just had to be the next wielder of the Ashbringer. It didn't take long until I went back to that warrior, though. Oh, went back to tanking, this time on the Paladin. But sitting in my warrior's bank to this day is my Kel-Sara, my Thunder Fury, which is also a bit of a story and full of guild-shattering drama, and my most prized possession in all of World of Warcraft to this day, and I shit you all not. It's the little pocket lint that Coppermind traded me that night when he gave me Fiora's. I have kept it in my bank for nearly 20 years. I want to thank you for reading this tale of mine. I want to thank Bex for passing this one through. And I hope Coppermind has shown that not all warlocks are pieces of shit. If Coppermind or any of my old guild recognizes this tale, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day. What a wonderful story. That is a good group of bros there. That is a good group of bros. I am confused if the author hears this. Why didn't you just buy the book? You were farming so much gold across months and months. Why didn't you just buy it? I can only speak for my server, but I think Fiora's went for about 4,000 gold. I mean, it wasn't that bad if you had a good farming team going. Life is a journey. I'm just confused as to if you have got epic mounts. 4,000 between 5 people ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. Certainly back in the day, that's going to give you tank a badass weapon. I'm interested because they said they were farming east for months and months and making thousands of gold, right? That was what they said. Yeah. Look at Mr. Moneybags. I mean, if I did a lot of things for my guild back in the day as a priest. I wasn't the tank, I was the healer. So I healed tons of Dire Maul while people were doing shit and all sorts of stuff. Warlock mount, which was the most annoying shit in the world. All that stuff. I made a lot of passive income doing that stuff. I'm just kind of curious. But ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of drama time for today and this week. There will not be a stream tomorrow. We are celebrating my youngest son's birthday tomorrow, but there will be on Sunday. We will be streaming on Sunday, not on Saturday. It is family day tomorrow, and my family is busy doing things on Sunday, so we are streaming on Sunday. So I look forward to seeing some of you then to chill out, and we'll be doing our level 80 stuff. Should be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's the way it's going to be. I'm going to go home now. I'm going to see my family, I think, because they've been calling me while we've been doing the show. Other than that, I will see you soon. All right? Be good. Be awesome. Bye, everybody. Will the video play or will it do stairs? Let's find out.